Are you still using centralized system based application, or are you still using single server based application? If that is the case, then you need to reconsider your approach. You need to at least start thinking about the distributed systems, because the centralized systems are usually associated with number of challenges. Like, the centralized system based application are quite difficult to maintain. If your application size is very big and you want to change, or your developer want to change something in your application, or you want to roll out any new feature into your application, then that will take a quite long time, right? So the development time is high, the rollout of new feature to production environment will be pretty high. And if there is any feature in an application which is quite popular among the users, and on a particular day the number of users to that feature suddenly increase, then you have the only option to scale up your whole application. You can't scale your single feature service or single feature based service app, right? So in that case, scaling up your whole application would be quite costly, isn't it? But if you would be using the distributed system, that would be quite cheaper compared to centralized systems. The next thing, if you are using a centralized system, then the deployment cost would be pretty high, because if you want to ensure the 100% availability to the end user, then you would have to maintain a parallel infrastructure, right? You won't be having the facility to roll out a partial deployment, right? You cannot use canary deployment kind of thing. So in that case, the deployment cost in case of centralized system would be pretty high. So today we'll discuss about the distributed system in this video and find out what are the features, what are the benefits of the distributed system, and what are the challenges with it. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Kaushal Singh. I'm a technical architect with a reputed software MNC. I'm not a tutor, I'm not an instructor. I'm just a software engineer turned technical architect, and today I'm here to just share my knowledge, my experience with you all. So let's jump into the distributed systems. So let's assume that we have an e-commerce based application and it is deployed on a single server, right? It's a sample application, obviously. And this particular e-commerce application has a number of features in it. The certain part of this application usually have the code which is created just to interact with the end user, right? And it has a number of other features like cart management, shipment management, the order management. So there are a number of features in this application, but these all features or these all components are clubbed into a single application and deployed onto a single server, right? So this is a centralized system we have. Now let's try to distribute this centralized system into number of components. So we'll start with two components first. So here we have the two components of this distributed system. I have a distributed client interacting component onto a different server, and all the business logic is deployed onto a different server. So these are my basic two components here, which has been distributed among two servers, right? So this is the basic distributed system. These two different servers will be having its own memories, its own CPU, its own processing power, everything they have their own, and these two servers will interact with each other over the network. But you can distribute it further, right? So here I'm distributing this application again into number of other components. I kept the client interacting part into one server, but again I have distributed into two components. I can deploy these components onto two different servers, right? One will be for all the client interaction related stuff, and one will be for the authentication and authorization related stuff. Similarly, on the backend where my business logic resides, I can distribute all those features into number of services and just deploy it on a different servers, right? So that's where the microservices architecture starts, where you are distributing your business logic into number of different services and deploying it over a number of different servers. So each service will be having its own server, own memory, own database. So that's just the starting step of the microservices. Okay, next we'll look into the different types of distributed systems. Till now we distributed that centralized application into distributed system, but we can distribute it in a different manner. We can have a different type of distributed systems, right? So the one possible or the basic type of distributed system is the client server. One component of one server will be responsible for dealing with the client, and one component of one server will be responsible for holding all the business logic. So client will be interacting with the server to do all the stuff, right? The next thing you might have heard of, the 3-tier architecture. This is also a distributed system, but we have now the 3 different components divided into 3 tiers. These 3 tiers will be deployed over 3 different servers. So that's why this is called 3-tier architecture. One will be for the client logic, one will be for the business logic, and one will be for the database interaction. All 3 will be separated out from each other and all will be communicating with each other over the network. The next architecture, possibly the extension of 3-tier architecture, it's a n-tier architecture. You can introduce one more tier which can interact with the outside infrastructures. So these architectures are just evolving from the distributed system only. And the last one is the peer-to-peer architecture that you usually saw in microservice-based architecture, where the number of services are there, they can communicate with each other, they can interact with each other, they can share data among each other. So that is a kind of peer-to-peer system, and it is again evolving from the distributed system, where you are distributing a centralized system into a number of servers which are interacting with each other. So let's look into some of the features of distributed systems. As I said earlier, these all services or these all components of distributed systems will be deployed separately. So this will be the feature of this distributed systems. All the servers and all the services, all the components will be having their own memory. They have the separate memory. These all components are connected to each other via the network. These all components will be together working towards the same goal. They all are basically a part of e-commerce application. And last thing, they can fail independently. All the services, all the features are deployed onto different servers. And if any of the feature is down, right, your application might still be working. So that is a very good feature from the distributed system. You can ensure higher availability in that case. If that would be a centralized system, if something goes wrong, then the whole application will be down. Let's look into some of the benefits from the distributed systems. It provides a feature that your application can be quite more scalable compared to the centralized system. You can scale particular feature rather than scaling up your whole application, right? The application is now more reliable compared to the centralized system. As I said earlier, if a certain feature is down, if a single server is down for a particular feature, your whole application might not be going down. So that ensures a higher reliability to the end user. It is easier to maintain, right? Because your whole application, your big application is split into number of small services or number of small components, and ultimately the distributed system will be having a lower cost. If the development time is quite low, if you are using distributed system, then the cost would be quite low compared to the centralized system. and ultimately you can have a faster development. At last, let's look into some of the challenges with distributed systems. Till now we discussed everything which is good about distributed system, right? But there are certain challenges with distributed systems too. With the distributed system, you will have a higher latency compared to the centralized system. Now, because all the services are deployed onto different servers, and if there is any communication required among the components of that application, then they have to go via network only. It would be a challenge to ensure a reliable communication between the servers, because whenever you are sending something over the network, you don't know whether that will be successful or not, because network is a very undeterministic kind of component in distributed systems. You cannot ensure you cannot give the 100% reliability with any of the distributed system in the world. There are some challenges with this, and we have to mitigate, and we have to develop some kind of system over a distributed system which can ensure that we have a reliable communication among the different components of the system. And if you're using a distributed system and your transaction is spanning over multiple services and number of things are changing in the database of different components of your system, then you have to somehow ensure that the transaction is either successful as a whole or it's failed. You are using a distributed system, it will be very difficult, or it will be quite, you can say, a challenging task to get the health of your whole application, because your whole application is split among different components. You have to ensure that each and every server is sending a right data to a centralized system where you can check whether this particular service is down or up, is it working fine, is it having a right amount of memory, is there any manual intervention required to make that service work. So that's it. This is all about distributed system and various aspects of it and its comparison with centralized system. In the future video, we'll discuss more about the different aspects of distributed systems and other things. But till then, goodbye. Thank you.